it's Sandy with Little House on Metairie. Welcome to my home. In today's video, we are headed back into the kitchen where we will be doing some more fall decorating and DIYs. We are going to make the cutest of faux pies. One will be an apple pie and the other will be a pumpkin pie. And then we're going to make some essential oil blends to drop inside the pies so that they can smell as good as they look. The pies will be added to our pie and pumpkin spice cocoa treat bar. And then we're going to make another really easy sign using this cute apple pie sign that we got from the Dollar Tree, just like we did to the one in our bedroom. I am so excited for today's video. So without further ado, let's get started. Today, I am in my kitchen and I am ready to make some faux pies with you guys. So my plan is when I start decorating my home for fall, I am going to decorate my treat bar for the first time. I repurpose a treat bar and I am going to make an apple pie slash cocoa pumpkin spice bar on that. So I have so many cool ideas, but one of the things that I want to do is make a faux pumpkin pie and faux apple pie. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to quickly show you all of the supplies that you're going to need if you'd like to make it along with me. And if you're not ready to do this yet, I just hope that you will save this video and come back when you're ready to make these cute, adorable pies. It is going to be so much fun. I am a certified aromatherapist, so I love to incorporate aromatherapy into my home. And with these pies, we're going to also make some fall scents to drop inside of them. Just wanted to go over a few of the supplies that you will need if you would like to make these pies with me. First, you're going to need some sort of pie dishes. I picked up these at HomeGoods for $7.99, and they have 4 of them, so I bought 2 because I'm planning on making 4 apple and 4 pumpkin pies. And then from the Dollar Tree, I picked up these Decor sponges to make the pie filling, and some twine if you want to make a bow or a ribbon. That's optional. And then you can pick up some paint. I picked up cocoa and this pumpkin orange. I picked up these from Walmart. Also got some gloves for when we paint, and some paint dishes or something that you can paint inside of. You'll need some scissors, a hot glue gun, some muslin fabric that I ordered online, and then you will need some stain like tea or coffee stain to age the muslin to mimic the pie crust, and then some spray glue that we're gonna make. You can get this, you can make your own, or you can buy some from the Dollar Tree, but I'll show you how to make your own really easy if you don't have any. So let's get started. So now that we have all the supplies handy, I'm going to cut some pie filling out of this sponge. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is, I like to cut it in half. It's just gonna be easier to work with. So I'm gonna cut it first completely in half. And then I'm also gonna cut it in half in the center. So I'm gonna make a slit. And once you start, it's gonna be really easy to tear from that point. But I'm just gonna slit down the middle, so in the center. It's just gonna make it easier for us to cut into little tiny pieces. So keep doing this all the way around. So I just want to let you guys know I love to watch other YouTubers and get ideas and inspiration, and I hope that that's what my channel is going to give you. So I have lots of fall DIYs coming up, but I got this cute recipe from Mother Time. I'm sure you guys have heard of her. If not, she is one of my favorites that I go to make different DIY projects. She's absolutely genius, and I love her ideas that she gives us. So I got this faux DIY from Mother Time that I am making today. So if you have not had a chance to check her channel out, I highly recommend it. I'm gonna make a few changes to her faux pie recipe. Anyway, you're just gonna continue to cut small pieces like this. I'm cutting it in long strips like this, and then I'm cutting it down the center again to half it. And then from there, I'm cutting it into smaller squares. And I'm going to continue to do this until I have enough of the filling that I need to make the pie. So you're going to want to just get a dish. I love these. Look how cute they are. Just have this cute scallop. So they're the perfect dish to make a pie in. So you're going to want to be able to cut up enough sponge to be able to fill up the pie dish. So when you had enough of the cut pieces to fill up the pie dish, go ahead now and color it. So we're going to add some of the Decor color of cocoa inside of the dish, or anything that you're going to use to paint the sponge pieces with. I'm going to grab my gloves and put those on. Okay, now that I have my gloves on, I'm ready to add the filling to it, the pie filling. And then just start moving it around until all the pieces are soaked. A little bit more. I want to completely coat it. I'm squeezing it really good to get a lot of that paint inside in every corner and crevice. And there we go. Each piece painted. I'm going to put this aside and let it dry while we work on the crust for the pie. Ready to make the pie crust. So we're going to take some muslin and I'm going to cut it into strips. I'm going to show you probably about this size, like that, because we're now going to cut it and tear it and make some pie crust. So if you want to age this look, what you can do is either get a bucket like this and then add some water with some coffee grinds or some tea bags inside, and then take the muslin and stick it inside and soak it for a while until it's nice and aged to how you like it. And then when you're done, you're just going to take it out, wring it out, and then you're just going to let it dry. A leftover solution that I have, I like to put in a spray bottle, and you can just kind of spritz it onto the fabric to further age it. I'm going to crinkle it like that, just to kind of make it a little bit more realistic pie crust. Now that it's dry, I'm ready to start cutting it into strips. I'm going to cut down the center just to make it a little bit easier. So we're going to need 3 strips each way to make a lattice. Another option instead of cutting is you could tear the strips a ½ inch wide yourself instead of cutting, and it will help fray the edges because we're going to do this later to make it look like a real pie crust. You would just continue to cut strips to make the pie crust. I'm going to fold the muslin in half just to make this process go a little bit quicker, because I'm making a total of 4 pies each, and if you're just making one, again, you only need 6 strips total. I'm ready to cut the strip that's going to make the pie edging for each pie. So this muslin naturally has like an edge right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera. So I am actually going to try to cut on there about a ½ inch. So I am cutting the full length of the muslin, as you can see, because we want it to go all the way around the pie dish and have enough to do that. Once again, you don't have to cut. You could tear these pieces yourself instead. Now we have that. We're going to set it aside and cut one more for the second pie. Ready to start putting together the pie pieces. Now that our pie pieces are nice and dry, we're ready to add them to the dish. We kind of got stuck, so I'm just going to kind of separate them really quickly. All right. I'm going to add some hot glue to the bottom of the pie dish. And just start adding the pieces of pie all the way around. So just continue to layer the pie filling pieces. I'm just sticking them down to the hot glue, and then I'll put some more hot glue and then make another layer until we fill up the pie dish. Okay, so now I have the pie filling. I'm ready to make the crust on top now. Next, I'm going to take the edges. I'm just going to kind of fray them. So depending on how frayed you want the edges to look, you could spend a lot of time doing this, which I think I'm going to do. I think it'll be worth the extra step, but again, not necessary. But I want it to look like a real homemade pie, so I'm going to off camera take my time to do this on each strip. Okay friends, so now that I have all of the edges tethered, I tried to take my time. You do this really quickly, but it was a little time consuming to get it to look really frayed like that. Now I'm ready to start gluing it on the pie. So what I'm going to do, lay that one like this, and then put another one like that. And then a center one. Let me put this in the middle. We're going to just lattice it. We're going to take the edges right here, a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to put my finger things on so I don't burn myself. You see, I'm only hot gluing one side of the strip down because I want to be able to lift the other ones up later to lattice the strips to make it look like a pie. Now that they're all three glued down, we're going to lift up the center one and start latticing the other strips. And this is how it's looking right now. Now I'm going to take the third piece and I'm going to start laying it across like this. So I'll bring you in a little bit closer so you can see. You just layer it like a basket weave. Lattice work with it, across, and laying it back down. Now I'm ready to hot glue the edges. Putting back my finger protection from Dollar Tree. I love this invention. All of the muslin strips to the pie dish. I'm going to go ahead and just add just a little bit of hot glue to each piece where they intersect together, just so the pie stays together. This part again is optional and not necessary. Depending on how long you cut your muslin strips to be, you might want to trim off any excess and hot glue all the pieces down to make sure everything is nice and secure before we finish decorating the rest of it. And look how cute it is so far, and we're not even done yet. Now I'm going to take the long strip that I cut out earlier, and we're going to just simply go around it, pleating it as we go. I am just putting a little bit of hot glue, pleating it and securing it, and then we're going to continue to do this all around the outer edges of the pie because we want to create the look of an outer pie crust. We are going to set it aside and just let everything dry, and later we'll come back and add some faux sugar. And now we're going to make the pumpkin pie. So I actually made extra. This is the leftover. So just know that when you do the beginning process, if you want to make both pies, that you make enough of the sponge little fillers for both pies. So I'm adding the ones that I have left over, and I want to fill up the entire pie dish. And again, hot gluing each piece down, because this one's going to be made a little bit different. We're going to put a whole crust on top of it to mimic a pumpkin pie. So you just want it to be full but not overflowing inside the dish. I'm going to set that aside, and while it dries, I'm putting on some gloves because we're going to prep the pumpkin pie crust. I got a piece of muslin, and then I crinkled it as you saw in my hands because I want the pie crust to look crinkled. And then I'm taking another pie dish. I actually have an extra. If you don't, you want to do this step first before you hot glue the pie filler inside. So that way you're cutting enough of the muslin to give a good 2 to 3 inches overlap of the pie dish itself. So since I had an extra, I went ahead and used that one to guide me. And then now we have this piece ready to prep to make a pumpkin pie on top of. So we're going to do that by painting. I'm adding the orange and the cocoa together until I get the right color that I want for my pumpkin pie. So there's 2 ways you could do this. You can add these colors directly to the muslin and just kind of crinkle it again, or you can get an extra sheet of paper like I'm going to do really quick if you're going to add paint and prep it first before painting the muslin. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to show you both ways of doing this, a really easy way, a faster way, and then one a little bit more professional. I'm going to do both. So you're going to want to paint all of the muslin until it's completely covered with the mixture paint that we created, because we're going to use this again as the pumpkin pie crust. So now that we have it all painted, I'm going to set it aside and let it dry, and then we'll come back and finish the pie. So now that it's dry, I'm ready to attach it to the pie, and I'm just doing that again by hot gluing it all the way around. So now that I went all the way around, I'm going to trim the edges. So I want to just take my scissors, and first I want to make sure that it's even all the way around, because as you saw, some places were wider than the other. But you know, whatever you have left over, we're going to crinkle that and make it look like the edge of the pie. And I'm going to do that just by taking my fingers and crinkling it all the way around the pie dish. So I want to pick up the pie so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just crinkling it, like I said, until I'm happy with how the pie crust looks. Now we get a paper clip. You can get just a pin. I want to puncture a hole so that way we can make a slit in the pie, make it look realistic, but it's also going to help us add the essential oil blend that we're going to make that's going to smell like pumpkin pie inside of it later. So that's another reason why we're making the slit. So once you poke it, just cut it until it's a big enough hole to add some essential oil drops inside. I think these are coming out so adorable. Now we're going to embellish the apple pie with some sugar. We're going to do this just by adding some spray glue. You can buy some from the Dollar Tree, but I'm going to make some really quick by adding some Elmer's glue inside this spray bottle that I already had. You just want to add a little bit. You want equal parts of glue and water. So I'm going to go add the water real quick. And then, as you see, I have it half and half. I'm going to put the spray bottle on, give it a good shake, and then we're just going to spritz it on top of the apple pie. But first, we want to get our glitter that we're going to use. I'm going to open it up real quick so that way it's ready to go after I spray the glue on top of the pie. Okay, so now that we have our glitter ready, I'm going to spritz the glue. You want to put it pretty generously on top because we want the glitter to be able to stick to the top of the pie as much as possible. Now that we have it all done, I'm going to add the glitter. So first I want to put another layer of this brown paper underneath so that way it doesn't make a mess. And you're just going to take a handful and just sprinkle it around the glue. When you're happy with how the top is looking out, you just want to shake off any of the excess glitter. And that is it, guys. I am so obsessed with these. I think they are so precious. Now let's make them smell as good as they look. Hey friends, well, we are finished with our cute pies, and now for the fun part. We are going to make some essential oil blend so that we can use for each of our pies. So the first one we're going to make is an apple pie essential oil recipe, and it's super easy to do. So the first thing you're going to need is an orifice reducer bottle, And it's simple. If you've never used one before, I'll have all the links below to all the supplies. If you're interested in making your own pies or essential oil blends to use for them, but this is just a simple orifice reducer bottle, and we're gonna make a stock blend of an apple pie essential oil recipe. So the first thing we're gonna do is just open and take off the cap, and the orifice reducer bottle is gonna be inside, and now we're just gonna directly add the drops inside the bottle. So we're going to use 4 essential oils to make the apple pie recipe. We're gonna use cinnamon bark, we're gonna use bergamot, lemongrass, and grapefruit. So the first one we're gonna add is cinnamon bark. So I'm going to put 30 drops. I have a big orifice reducer bottle, but there is some smaller ones that you can get. Next, we're gonna put equal parts of 20 drops each. So the first one we're gonna do is bergamot essential oil. It smells so good on its own. It's one of my favorites. We're gonna add 20 drops. 20 comes out very fast. Next, we're gonna add 20 drops of grapefruit. And then last, we're going to use lemongrass. So we're gonna put 20 drops of lemongrass. Comes out fast too. So we're gonna add 40 drops of cinnamon bark. Now that we're done with that, we're gonna put the orifice reducer cap back inside the bottle. It's very simple, and then you turn it until you hear a click. Once it clicks, then you can take off the cap, and magically the orifice reducer bottle is inside the bottle. It smells like pumpkin pie. You can come to your pumpkin pie, just adding a few drops inside the pie. Oh, and it smells so good. Oh, it smells just like pumpkin pie. So the scent should linger pretty long on the pie, but when you need to just add some more drops, just come back and just put a few more to keep your home smelling nice throughout the fall holiday. So I don't get them confused, I'm just gonna add a simple label. I love to label all of my essential oil blends, so I don't get confused because I make a lot. So I'm just simply gonna put apple pie on this label. So I'll know exactly what it is when I'm ready to use it. So you can add more to the stock blend. This is just what I made. It made about halfway, which will probably get me through the holiday season. You can make less or you can make more. Just remember to double the cinnamon bark and keep the other scents half of what you add the cinnamon bark to, because you want that apple pie scent to be absolutely perfect when you're ready to use it. Now let's make the pumpkin pie recipe. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna take our bottle, open the top, and now we're gonna make a stock blend that we can use for our pumpkin pie. So for the pumpkin pie recipe, we're gonna reuse the cinnamon bark, we're gonna use ginger, cardamom, clove, nutmeg, and orange essential oil. We're gonna add 20 drops of cinnamon bark. Next, we're gonna do 20 drops of ginger. This is a little bit thicker oil, so it takes a little bit longer for the drops to come out. Now let's add cardamom. Cardamom is a very spicy oil, but it just smells like fall to me. We're gonna add 10 drops of cardamom. Okay. Next, let's add 10 drops of clove. Clove or clove bud. Now we're gonna add 10 drops of nutmeg. Came out super fast. And then last, we're gonna add 10 drops of orange. Now we're gonna do the same thing, just take the cap, turn it till you hear a click. Let's go ahead and add our label. Here we go, pumpkin pie. And now let's add it to our faux pie. Just gonna take it. Oh, it smells so good. Give it a little shake just to kind of disperse the oils inside of it. So I'm going to take the little slit that I put earlier, that I made earlier, and I'm going to drop the essential oil inside. So I'm going to put these aside. I cannot wait to show you guys my treat bar where I'm going to add these cutie pies to it. Hope I inspired you to make your own so that your home can be smelling amazing throughout the entire fall season. So if you watched my other fall marathons, I like to buy Dollar Tree signs and just kind of upcycle them. I found this cute Pick Your Pumpkin one, and we added it to a frame we found in our home and put it in our bedroom. Today we're going to upcycle this really cute apple pie Dollar Tree sign. I do like the scroll look and the wood color, but I want to remove them to add it more in a frame to add to our pumpkin cocoa spice treat bar. So I'm just taking scissors and removing the staples. I'm trying to be as careful as possible because I do want to save the pieces. That way if I ever want to put it back like this, look how I bought it, I can do that. So I'll save those wooden pieces, set those aside. And then we have some old wood that was left over from a fence that fell during a storm, and my sweet husband made this frame for me because I was in a pinch for time. But it's really simple. He just went to the table saw and cut some pieces, and we wood glued the frame together and just added some staples. So I'm just fitting the sign inside the frame that we already pre-measured and fit earlier. So I know it's gonna fit. It is a little snug, but we want it to stay securely inside of it. So I'm just pressing down lightly, and I want to show you guys how cute this turned out. I love the sign, and we're going to add it right here to this tree bar. If this is your first time here, I bought this beauty for $35 at a local estate sale. Well, I have to be honest, it wasn't that pretty. It was ugly and it was orange, but we did the method where you do the oven cleaner and the good old sun to antique and age it. And I love to decorate it for the different seasons. Just want to give you a quick look at all the things we will be using today. We'll be adding our faux pies that we made earlier because we're going to be doing a fun fall pie pumpkin spice cocoa treat board. That's the theme. And these will be all of the items that we will be using today. The dish towels were bought from HomeGoods and Hobby Lobby, and these cute tags were from Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby as well, including this wooden pie and latte set. Next, I'm showing you some little pies. This is a little banner that I want to hang, and then I bought these little cute pies from Pop Shelf. It's a new store we have. Then I'm showing you all the little treats that we're going to be adding here for my kiddos and of course some adults to enjoy. And then I'm going to add these cute little mug toppers and some cookies and some pumpkin spice candies. I bought these to add for our hot cocoa drinks, along with some mugs that I thrifted this year, some marshmallows, and this cute little sign. And I also have this little Hello Fall wheelbarrow that I'm going to be adding some pumpkin spice hot chocolate to, with some beautiful mugs to make inside of them. And then I'm going to add these adorable little banner pies that I bought from the Dollar Tree. I am so excited to get started, and my kiddos are ready to start snacking on these delicious treats and trying some pumpkin spice hot chocolate. So the first thing I'm going to add is this precious little drying mat from Hobby Lobby. First treat we are going to add to the cocoa bar, of course, would be some marshmallows. And look how cute these little pumpkins are. They're actually vanilla flavored pumpkins that I bought from TJ Maxx for $4.99. And y'all, they smell so good. I hope they taste as good as they smell. And it's a pretty good sized bag, so I think it's going to fill up the entire jar. Fill up the next jar with these Werther's pumpkin spice candies that I bought from Aldi. I fill up the next jar with these candy corns and assorted candy corn pumpkins. The next jar will be filled up with these cute jelly pumpkins that I bought from Aldi's as well. In the next big jar, I'm adding these precious pumpkin sugar cookies that we picked up from our local supermarket. Next, I'm going to add some pumpkin spice applesauce that I bought from Aldi's, and I'm going to place it inside this really cute thrifted basket. So when I saw these at Hobby Lobby, I knew that they would work perfect here. One was a little slice of pie, and the other was a pumpkin spice drink. So in the little cubby next to the piece of pie, I'm going to add this Dollar Tree pumpkin pie sign. How adorable is this little mini easel that says, "I'm here for the pie." I got this at home this year, and it was $3.99. Dress this little basket up some more. I'm going to add this cute Dollar Tree scarecrow. I'm ready to add this adorable little thankful pie banner that I also picked up from at home this year for $9.99. So I found some more bags of candy corn, thankfully, because I've been snacking on these here and there, and I may or may not have just one more. They are my weakness. Okay, so hopefully this will be enough to get us through the season. Okay, so I'm detaching the bottom portion of this Dollar Tree sign because I just want to use the top at the treat bar. I have a couple of these little dollar signs, so I'm just trying to place them. I'm not sure exactly where everything's going to quite go yet. I'm just going to kind of play around with a few things, and then when I start adding the candy and everything, I'll have a better idea, but I wanted to just try these out here. Might recognize these beauties from my fall shop and thrift with me haul. So I want to put some little spoons that I bought from Hobby Lobby. Some are these little leaves, and then I have some little pumpkins, and I think that they will be really cute displayed in the jars. The next thing I'm going to do is take this pumpkin spice hot cocoa mix and transfer it into these pumpkin jars that I bought from Dollar General. The pumpkin spice cocoa came from HomeGoods, but I think it would be easier to scoop it out of the jars than the tin can when we make our hot cocoa, especially for the kiddos. So that's what I'm going to do here, but I am going to save the beautiful can and just decorate with it because I think it's so pretty. In the other jar, I'm going to add these cinnamon sticks. I'm adding this wooden riser that I bought from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. It'll be a perfect place to display the fall faux pies. So I haven't freshened up the scents in the pies in a while, so I'm going to add a few drops to the apple pie and then a few drops to the pumpkin pie. So I'll link that video in the description box below if you want to see how I did this step by step, making faux pies and the blends that match them. And if you don't want to make the pies, you can also just make the essential oil blends and drop them directly into your diffuser or any kind of potpourri, and it would still make your home smell amazing. So sorry guys, I just realized I'm standing in the way of the camera, but I just nestled the little faux pies in this corner on top of the riser, and I'm just adding a few things, trying to decide what else to put there. So next I'm adding this precious little pie dish towel. I bought this from HomeGoods, and I think it's going to be so fitting right here. So since this is a pumpkin spice and pie theme, I decided to add this cute little pumpkin towel along with the pie one. We're going to have lots of mugs at the bottom for our hot chocolate, but I'm just going to display this cute one right here. So originally I was going to put this cute pumpkin pie sign on the wall, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just add it here to the top instead. Do you like the sign right here? I think I'm going to keep it because once I add the other sign I'm putting on the wall and another banner at the top, I think it'll all balance out. So next I'm adding a boy scarecrow to the little pie easel to mimic the little girl one in the basket. To the basket, I'm also going to add these precious little pie pops that I also got from Pop Shelf. Wow, there's my alliteration for the day. If you watched my DIY Dollar Tree and thrift flips, you might recognize this cute sign. So my husband made this frame for me out of some old wood that we've had collected throughout the years, and I think the sign came out so precious. So if you did not see that video where I did a few DIYs for fall, I will link at that video right here. Wasn't sure if I wanted to put both pie banners up, but they're completely different. One is kind of made out of like wood or particle board, and this one is felt, and I got this from Dollar General, so I think it's going to be really cute up here with the sign. Hopefully it won't be too much. So oops guys, I'm not sure if you saw, but I knocked poor little Scarecrow down with the banner. I promise he was not hurt in the fall, and I will put him back in his rightful place. It's time to add some cocoa mix. So when I saw this cute little wheelbarrow at home this year, I thought it would be a very cute way to display the cocoa mix packs. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to add the wheelbarrow, and then we'll go get our cocoa mix. So we're going to add some little packs of the Swiss Miss Pumpkin Pie Cocoa Mix. Before I add the rest of the cocoa mix, I'm going to add this McSteven's candy corn cocoa. I only have 3 of them, so I'm going to tuck them in the back. Even though it's empty, I love the little canister of this pumpkin spice cocoa, so I'm going to display it here on the riser. We do have the little mugs to put our cocoa in, but if we want some to go, I thought these would come in handy, so I'm going to add them back here behind the wheelbarrow. I'm going to move the little small glass jar of candy up here to the top shelf, and then I'm adding these precious little cups that came from the Dollar General. They actually came 2 in a pack, and they're plastic so that you can wash and reuse, and I should have bought more, but I didn't, so hopefully I can find some before the season's over. Adding 2 more signs. These were actually little ornaments for $1, but I thought that they would make cute signs here. Add this little pumpkin label to the little jar of pumpkin jellies. My awesome husband came home with these adorable little battery operated pumpkin lights, so of course we're going to decorate them here at the treat bar, and I thought that they would look really cute just strung across the little thankful pie garland. So I actually forgot I had thrifted this cute little pumpkin plate, and this little ledge is actually for plates because it's got the little slit. So I put that in the middle and moved the little drink here. And then I'm going to switch out the little pie. I think I'm going to add it to the top shelf here. In its place, I'm going to add this mini thrifted dish. What cocoa treat bar would not be complete without some hot pumpkin spice cocoa? Top it off with these adorable cookie mug toppers that we bought from Hobby Lobby. Now let's decorate the bottom 2 shelves. On the top shelf, I'm going to go ahead and add the little treats. I'm going to put the candy corn, those cookie pumpkins, and then I'm going to add the little jelly pumpkins here. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them here or put them back at the top, but for right now, we'll see how this turns out. And then I have a little copper basket that I think I'm going to add to put these cinnamon sticks and the cocoa mix. So I'll go get that in a little bit, and then we'll move on to decorating the bottom shelf. So these plates I bought from Hobby Lobby 2 years ago, and they just have some cute little words on it like thankful, grateful, and blessed. It's time to add some cute mugs from Dollar General and from the Thrift Shop With Me haul that I found this year. I'm adding these little thrifted pumpkin bowls. I thought they would be cute here for the kids to put their candy in. I am adding back this sign. I thought it would be cute hanging from this little knob on the drawer. For time's sake, I didn't record it, but I did add these beautiful plates that I bought from Kirkland's. I needed 6 for my table set, and they only had 4, so I thought I would add them here and hopefully collect more next year. I'm going to go get the little copper basket. I think it'll tie in the rest of the copper in the kitchen. So I'm just adding back the pumpkin spice cocoa mix and the cinnamon sticks. Also going to add 1 little thrifted mug into the basket. So I'm going to add a little tag. I'm going to put a fall one on the pumpkins, and then I'm going to add this cute harvest one to the candy corns. These tags, again, were bought from Hobby Lobby. Hey friends, well we are finished transforming this bar into a fall treat bar where lots of hot cocoa will be made and lots of treats will be eaten. I absolutely love how this treat bar turned out, and guys, I wish you could smell it. It really does smell as good as it looks, and I hope that you got lots of ideas and inspiration for your own home and fall decorating this year. So if you don't have a cabinet like this, just do this in the corner of your kitchen. Just designate a little area to add some fall treats and create a pumpkin spice and cocoa station, and then you can even make and add these cute faux pies to put there as well. Don't forget, I will link all of the supplies I used in today's video in the description box below. This is a 3-part fall marathon, and if you haven't seen my other 2 videos, I will also put those in the description box below so you can go get some more fall inspiration. If you have not already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel if you love all things seasonal decorating, aromatherapy, and doing some fun DIY projects as well as home improvements. I would love for you to join us. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I cannot wait to share with you guys this upcoming Fall 2024 Decorate With Me series. Until next time, friends, bye for now.